allow the two
It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Mayegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you ladder, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This man not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh.
Hello there.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ tó lódodo.
Morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you again. From wherever you are watching me from, it is Mayegun live. Martinelli. Remember, read the caption of this broadcast. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Mayegun today, and it is the prime time as well. After reading, like the broadcast, share it, all right? And then sit back and relax to enjoy it tonight. WAHALA. And it is from what I picked. I picked it up when I was, strolling the street earlier this afternoon. And it is the scream and the lamentations of some northerners. I mean, they love to be called Arewa. So the Arewas are lamenting. And why is that? Well, the fuel scarcity that is currently spreading all over Nigeria seems to have taken a very strong foothold in northern Nigeria. Sokoto to be precise. Litre 25. because he may be coming to the town next to you. A liter of petroleum at 2,000 naira or 2,500 coming to town next to you. Also, while we sleep, last night, tragedy struck. Nigeria happened to a lot of people. 5 people lost their lives in an inferno caused by a crashed fuel tanker along East-West Road. I have the 2 clips, the during and the after. If you are still in doubt that whatever you experienced in their charade last year called elections, you must probably tell yourselves now that that is a tip of the iceberg. If you are preparing for 2027, well, I have some information for you. Thank you. And as for Yeye Bello, the story is not going away. He seems to be fighting back, but in secret. Motide. So good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you and good evening to you from wherever you are joining me from. It is MAIYEGUN'S Live. For those who are watching it live, it doesn't really matter, all right? Whether you are watching it live or you are watching this later, it is the message there, in this that really matters, right? Well, let's start from the rider, the headline. The fuel scarcity in Nigeria is not new, but there are some tricky, fraudulent or corrupt activities that do kind of prompt the scarcity. After government must have lied repeatedly again and again and again to cover up their own inefficiencies and incompetencies, plus corruption. So many factors. And when people tell you, listen, when people say elections have consequences, it is also a two-headed sword, okay? Elections have consequences mean that sometimes when you are wishing something on yourself, you should probe it better and not possibly just follow the crowd. Probe it better and see if it is actually something for you, or you are indirectly promoting, supporting, and even voting for your own death warrant, kind of. The other one is that even when you now choose not to be part of their elections, or to be part of their elections and all that, which is fine, but you are still going to end up being ruled by the people you did not choose, people you did not elect. But when they begin their, their misgovernance, you will not be spared too. Every action have consequences. Remember that. But you see, this message is mostly for those who stood in the rain and the sun and even bled or even killed people for these criminals to come to power. Okay? And today, they are the victims of this misgovernance. And they are also becoming those who are the loudest, complaining about what they at least embraced. You know what I mean, right? So it is very much important to kind of put it before you that every of your action or your inaction, they all have consequences. When whether they deceived you or they forced themselves on you and the rest of that. When rogues get away with their crimes, especially in the course of governance, when they get away with one, they are emboldened, okay? And as you have it in Nigeria, it has now become entrenched, which means it is like Nigeria is cursed now, okay? Over the years, the people, as well as their ruiners called rulers, they have succeeded in entrenching a system that is so deeply corrupt that except it is completely wiped out, there is no amendment to it. And as it is, to even wipe it out now has become a bigger problem. A bigger problem in the sense that these criminals have gained foothold. They control every institution. Every institution is compromised. So it's going to actually be a confrontation at the end of the day. But before it gets to confrontation, I think it should first come from sober reflection of your actions or your inactions. But let's start with the actions. The northern Nigeria is believed to be a very strong and powerful, voting bloc in Nigeria. No matter how they vote, they kind of give them that credit. Oh, northern Nigeria, the three Kardashians, Kaduna, Kano, Katsina, they are the result that always come last. Okay, and once they land, that is when you will see 1.5 million. 2 million votes for APC and no void votes. But yet, there are still those, the region, that suffers the worst of the worst bad governance in Nigeria. Northern Nigeria. But they do brag about our voting strength, our this or that. Most of it is actually fake. Do you understand that now? The figures coming, whether it is a census figure, whether it is election figure, coming from northern Nigeria, they are more than 80 to 90% fake. But they hold on to it. It has never worked for them. It has never brought real development to them. It has never brought real prosperity to them. It has never brought to them any real development. I'm talking about even safety. But their chances, the criminal northern politicians or their ruling class, it is a sort of a secret weapon that they have kept to use against Nigeria and the rest of Nigeria. Put it that way. So it has never really worked for them. But they continue to kind of pose them as a bigger threat to anything progress in Nigeria. So when the consequences of their political decisions or association begin to manifest, it is also like in two ways. The hypocrisy stinks, right? Northern Nigeria has over 70 to 80% of poor people. And I'm not making this up. Okay, northern Nigeria has ruled Nigeria out of the 63 years going to 64 years of Nigeria independence. The criminal northern elite, they have ruined Nigeria in those 63 years, 47 years of it. It hasn't brought any real development to northern Nigeria. Okay, so Kolu and his gang, let's even agree that Kolu and his gang were never really voted for, rigged. But to some extent, some of these criminal northern politicians, failed politicians, those who have kept their people and their region in perpetuity of poverty and terrorism, right? Well, they finally found their own space inside their thiefnubu's illegitimate government, but still they couldn't they won't make any difference, so to say, except for those who are expecting. When I started seeing them, the Arewas, because of what? Because of fuel scarcity, because you are buying a liter for 2,500, 3,000 naira. Suddenly thiefnubu is going to be a one-term president. I mean, Papa, I'm going to tell you something though. They strongly believe that they are those who will decide or determine who become president in Nigeria. Even though it has never been used to their own advantage ever, right? But they do believe that. Somehow believe in that myth. You made a madman, a drug dealer, drug lord, your presidiot. You think this your north, south, and all of that still exists in his book. So when I saw them saying, he's going to be a one-time president, he has disappointed Arewa for 8 years. That's the hypocrisy part of it, because I said it's a two-way thing. If their own man is there, I've never seen this kind of madness in my life. I've never seen this kind of thing in my life. Under Bokuwari, the northern Nigeria became the stream, especially the middle belt part of Nigeria, became a stream of blood. And the Sharia north continue to threaten everybody who tried to say anything. Because if you say anything against Bokuwari, if you try to out Bokuwari, it was considered as a threat or an attack on northern Nigeria. Less than a year after Bokuwari is gone, it can't be like, say, northern Nigeria can no longer take it. We can no longer take this. It is not about their people. It is about power. Power for themselves. They had it for 47 years. It didn't change the lives of any goddamn person in that higher contraption. Northern Nigeria. But right now, they are buying a liter of petrol for 2,000 naira. It's going to get worse. So me, I am going to be here all the time to remind you. Because whatever I say to you, these are not what I do. Okay? There are those who are actually doing things that will continue to make your lives uncomfortable. Not me. And you are going to continue to allow them until you won't anymore, until you can no longer probably like cope with it anymore. And that's it. That is yet to be seen. Would you ever get tired enough to say, okay, enough? Enough? No? I'll come back to that. Talking about saying enough. Is it Nigerians are a kind of, I don't know if I should use the word unique. No. Nigerians are very, very strange people. Okay? If you are watching me from outside, I mean, if you're from other parts of Africa, you probably know this too, but you do not understand. Oh, see, there was a time I was actually following a conversation on Twitter, X, and this conversation is between some other Africans, okay? And they were talking about dictatorship in Africa. And they're talking about bad governance, bad leaders and all that. And how their people are being treated in these different countries. And then some of them actually agreed that Nigerians are the most freest of all Africans. It's a little bit somehow complicated, Abi. Okay, I'll tell you what they meant. In some African countries, they have leaders who have been in power for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. And currently, Africa has the highest population of young people. Nigeria alone is reported to have, the population of young people makes up about 70% of the entire population of the country. And we're talking about young people who are between the ages of 30 between the ages of 0 to 30. As 70% of your entire population, that's massive. It is almost same in so many other African countries. Majority of them, young people, right? They were born into dictatorship in their countries. Government that their parents have fought but couldn't. They didn't win. So they are still living under those arrangements in some of these countries, right? But they believe that Nigerians are so free, they are so loud, they could criticize, they could say anything about their politicians than other African countries. So you as a Nigerian or from Nigeria, you probably will feel somehow like, is that really true? Well, if you have to compare, yeah, it could be true, you know, but it is probably not really true. It's not true that Nigerians are like loud, we talk, we criticize, we do this and that. But that doesn't really mean that we are as possibly determined, organized as some other African countries who have taken on their different establishments and they have won. In recent time, is that of Senegal. Okay, so just kind of giving you an example in that regard, because in Nigeria, you see there are people who are like the loudest and the rest of them that you are hearing, you are seeing online. Majority of them, they are not screaming or criticizing because they hate the way Nigeria is being run. No. Majority of them are screaming and crying loud. They're like outspoken and loud because they are cut off from the corruption. They are not benefiting. Okay? Some are doing it to get the attention of those who are actually in charge of the looting. That is where it is a bit different from other African countries. Because some of you in other African countries, right, you tend to be like serious when you want to take on your own government or you criticize and going after them, kind of, right? You tend to be more serious. But I don't know much about you, so anyway, so I'm talking about Nigeria now. Where Nigerians will tell you, rig and die. Election, right? Let's start from the elections. Because, yeah, Nigerians do hold the elections. But it's no election. It is a total mockery of what an election should be. You know what I mean? Like, you could say you're having an election, right? And then there will be no election, okay? There will be announcements of winners and losers. There will be allocation of results. Something that even when they take it to their court, the court will stamp it and say it's authentic. That's how institutions have become so compromised. And the politicians who have made sure that all these institutions are compromised and they are filled with the people who are loyal to them, not to the country, right? So that automatically just makes it a total charade, okay? Like, that's not a democracy, you know, that's not. Nigerians will talk and do all of that, but that's it. Most of the time, we couldn't really take it or push it through to really get something out of it. Most of the time, people just hands up. Oh, there's nothing we can do, Jerry. They've done their worst. But before election, Nigerians have all the English you can think of, all the strategy. They can even predict what will happen if anybody tries to rig. Then they will now sit back and watch them rig them. Like they will be watching them, they will see them rigging. The Nigerians will now come out. Hey, look at them, oh, they are already rigging. Oh. Meanwhile, before the elections, you will see them Nigerians will tell you, nobody can rig this election. If anybody tries it, see, I've seen the people are so determined. Though. If you try to touch their attention, they will come for you. All lies. Because once the rigging starts, the people will tell you that if you try it, go do this or that. And them go begin the crowd. Yeah, United States, US, you are seeing what is going on now. UK, United Nations. You are looking at this, they are, you know. And then the whole thing would be done. And they will say, okay, let's try next time again. They try it next time. Baba, they will do it again and again until you stop them. For those of you who are participating in their charade. Okay? So they are currently having the local, where they were supposed to have the local government elections in Oyo State today. But some of the supposed opposition parties, candidates, who were getting ready to possibly slug it out with the incumbent or the ruling party in the states, they met the shock of their lives when they realized that the election also is just a formality. Okay, the result has already been written. So they put up some show. They could only do that temporarily because it has been decided. They will tell you to go to court. So to those of you who are possibly muting the idea of 2027, I don't know why humans are I don't know if that's how humans are made in this way. Okay. But are you actually willing to go head to head with a rigged system that is working exactly how they wanted it to work? Are you really willing to go head to head with them? Because that's what I saw today. People started, they are on social media. They were calling for the whole world to come and see you. The whole world come and see you. They are robbing us. They are rigging us. We do not have election materials. Just same old things. Why would anybody love to subject themselves to this every now and then? Why? I may not have the answer, but I think some of you should. Because I believe, say, anybody who is doing something again and again and expecting a different result is possibly displaying the symptoms of insanity. That's what they said. And I believe that too, because it won't change anything. So they arrested who they call the supposed chairman of, what's that again? The chairman of AAC in Ibadan today because of that elections. And they are still going to announce their results. Watch.
Bullied me. This man has insulted me. This man has harassed me. Let me stand up. Let him talk. You can also talk too. You can also talk too. This man has bullied me. This so-called man, he has bullied me. He called himself a DPO. So because you're a DPO, I can't talk to you. I was even embracing this. I was even embracing. The other police, that was coming towards me. Suddenly, this man just let me understand. This man.
I think he has spoken.
The same thing
I think he has spoken.
Until they were with your commissioner. Until they were with your commissioner.
I think he has spoken.
I've never told all.
Thank God you have seen us moving around.
I'm very supported in this. Your thousands can never count me.
We entered.
I can tell you that. Your thousands can never count me.
We entered.
Can you see? Your thousands can never count me. I can tell you that. Your thousands.
You know what happened? We entered through this route. There is a restriction order, movement restriction order that nobody. We came out from this side, we blocked this side. We were sending back motorcycles and vehicles that are coming from this road and those that are coming from here. Honestly speaking, this guy was the one that was driving. You need to see the level of the speed. In fact, all of us have to run away from the road. We were scared. At the end of the day, we were able to stop the vehicle. Where are you going to? Why are you doing like this? Why are you driving like this? Who are you? Then from there, he came back. Who are you? Which right do you have to come out? So definitely, you are sent to us. You are saying, we are going on our duty. Which duty are you going to? Are you officer? Are you Are you an observer? If you belong to a party, you will go to your party unit and vote. What are you doing?
The guy that was threatening there, saying this is a PDP unit.
You went only the police, even the civilians here. He was threatening them. He was pushing them.
Let's hear from them. Officer.
Olopa has told you why they arrested them, because they were speeding. and there was supposed to be, the restriction of movement, like they have been, restriction on movement and all that. But we all know that is not the real reason they were arrested. And that is not also the reason why some of the voters in so many areas were denied their right to vote. PDP is the government in Oyo State. They must be doing so well and great. I mean, I remember the last their charade when Solo Makinde was going for second term. And Solo came out and said, I'm not going to bribe anybody. I'm not going to use any of my this or that to get votes. I'm just going to let my work for me, or speak for me. And I believed him. Like, the election in Oyo State it could be called an election to some extent, right? Because there was no real disruption, there was no real fight here or there, or snatching of ballot, no, nothing. So what now happened to Solo Makinde? That they have to use their influence now to now win all of the local government areas in Oyo State. The same, all of the local government areas that he did not win in 2023 for his own second term. But now he needs all the local government areas. They cannot afford any opposition, this or that. So the policemen were there to ensure that, to show the intimidation, harassment of all the oppositions. You see, it is so easy. May I tell you something, right? The way Nigeria work in their elections, if you are on the side of the ruling party, okay, and the ruling party is the one that is mobilizing the election officials, the electoral officers, the policemen, and the rest, okay? So in the election, they will say, during the election day, no movement. Go to your polling unit and vote. There is no display of any party logo. There's no display of money or trying to buy vote. These are like normal rules, okay? So on the day of election, all of you are on the side of the ruling party, that they have given they have settled the security officials, the INEC officials, and the rest of them, right? So if you go to the polling unit, if you like, you can wear APC or PDP, flag. That moment, all the security agents there, they will be blind. They will be colorblind. They won't see you wearing APC or PDP. If it is APC ruling in the state, if it is PDP, they are working for, you know what I mean? So they will become colorblind. They won't see it. Now, when you if you are seen with money, sharing money, buying votes and all of that stuff, at the same time, they will become deaf and dumb. Even if people are calling them, hey, Oga, they are buying votes. See, people are showing their voters card, voting this to that person. That person is paying money. APC, they will become deaf and dumb. Because they have been paid to look away. Okay? But surely you, that is opposition. If you enter the polling unit and you are wearing Ankara with palm slippers, you are going to be looking like a terrorist to the security officials. If you move here, they will be watching you because you are a threat. If you move there, they will be watching you. If you do mistake, put hand for pockets, they will handcuff you for vote buying. That's how their system works. So all of that, everybody will be seeing that in display. Some will be laughing. Because that party agent will walk straight to that polling unit with confidence because his or our home masters, they must have settled those who were supposed to. You understand? No movement, restriction, blah, 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 blah. But the members of PDP, they are there in their convoy, moving from one place to another. And guess those who are piloting them, the same security that says no movement. So that's how they kind of run it. So if you go enter them and you become their victim, at the end of the day, well, you will learn that lesson. So if you want to be part of them How do you kind of participate in a rigged system to start with? You have to put in all your strength, all your effort, all your resources to see how you can shut them down. And they can be shut down. All you need is just one of those things they have always been doing. Oh, they are rigging the election here, right? Right, and mobilize yourself and hand it. Shut it down. If you have the number. Unfortunately, right? A lot of you have become so used to it that even if you start raising an alarm, they will tell you, "Any problem? Are you planning to win?" I have never seen this kind of people in my life. Okay, I've seen Nigerians, I've seen them. I've never seen such people elsewhere in my life. Where people will ask you, so are you, people are talking about winning election. Even the AAC too, they too are complaining. They want to win. How many people go vote for AAC? But since you know they can't win, let them participate. It's called a fair game. Even the G-string deal that Solomon Kende made with thiefnubu in 2023. Some of this APC, they are complaining now. They are complaining of being rigged out by Solomon Kende. I mean, the irony. Isn't that funny? But it is a system they are practicing. A system that will never show true reflection of the people you choose. So you didn't choose them. You have been manipulated. And to some extent, you have been twisted. And a lot of you have hands up like, oh, Baba, there's nothing anybody can do. But yet, you will see them again shouting, if they try, next time, if they try to do any rigging, we will scatter everything. Ironio, Nalayo. They can't scatter anything. Because the moment they start hitting or rigging them, the most they will do is to come on social media and tell the whole world, see what they are doing, see what they are doing to us. So they are not allowing us to, you know what I mean? So if you do not really have it in you, why are you participating in this nonsense? If you are so afraid of what they will do to you, because they will still do it to you anyway, so why are you participating? Sort of a very tough one, isn't it? Like I said, we were sleeping last night when the tragedy struck along East-West Road in Rivers State, where 5 people lost their lives and over 70 people got injured, they said, and more than 100 vehicles burnt and destroyed. Pray for me that YouTube won't come back and say this video is too graphic for them and all that. It's not. It's just the incident last night. Okay. Well, I'll still share it anyway, and then pray for me. Here, when the fuel tanker lost its control, its brake crashed, poured its contents, and then boom, Nigeria started happening to a lot of people in that moment. Some escaped, some didn't. But those who escaped, some are going to be left with a permanent scar for life. So they will never forget that, what happened to them. Others probably lost everything, also in the inferno. They too will never forget. And why is that? Because you have a country where health and safety is nothing to the ruiners and criminals of Nigeria. East-West Road has been under construction for the past 20 years. This was supposed to be the road that will link the western part of Nigeria to the eastern part of Nigeria, even straight to the creek, right there through to Cameroon, Bakassi Peninsula. That was the project. It was a very lovely one, but it's been a conduit pipe for these rogues for years, and it has been claiming lives almost every year. No, well, almost every month. Few of them are reported, but this one is massive.
Look at 4 hours, no fire service. None could come. None could come here to put off the tanker with what's it called? With fuel. Look at. I can't go close to it because of the danger behind it. I can't go close to it.
I can't go. Just look at. Straight down. Straight down. Straight down. Look at. No fire service. In a 21st century Nigeria. In the heart of Port Harcourt. No fire service. Look at people. Look at people's property burning down. I'm reporting live from Port Harcourt. East-West Road, Eleme by Eleme Junction. Look at this. Look at this. Look at. Please, repost. Repost. It must get to the River State government. Fubara must hear this, so he must see this. So tell me. Look at. Look at that. Can you see that? Can you see that? In a 21st century Nigeria, no fire service till now. 4 hours. 4 hours, no fire service. And we live in a country. Tell me why I will not jackpot. Tell me why I will not plan to jackpot. If this is in maybe just in nearby Ghana here, 4 good hours. Look at it. I can't go close to it. But if you walk through this lens, you see what I'm telling you. Down. All cars have been gutted by fire. Down East-West Road in Port Harcourt. That's where I'm reporting this. Live and direct. You can imagine this. You can imagine this. You can imagine. You can imagine. God really saved me today. Oh God, come on, go up on go. Marriage I am Cambia. So, Chukwamakwe. I jump up. The car was in, almost gutted by fire, but God saved us. The car was in, but thank God He saved us. 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 Look at people's car. Look at. This guy is trying to save his car from inferno. Look at. You can see that. Oh, what is wrong with this guy? Huh? Look at the risk this guy is taking. Look at the risk. You can imagine the risk. You can imagine the risk. I can't even hear from my friend. Look at the pandemonium here. Yeah? Look at the pandemonium here. That guy just saved his car from being gutted by fire. My dear, God forbid. This is the country we live in. This is the country we live in. And you see, every time and then, people want to leave. People want to leave. Because they can look at people's car. Look at people's car. Look at people's car. Hello, bro. Bro, I dey hear you. We are safe, bro. We are safe. I tell you, we are safe. I want to first enter.
Like I said, right? Thanks so much for saying that too. But pray for me. So the next thing you may not see that video again when YouTube will be like, you know, that fire is about. Then you see, 4 straight hours, 4 good hours that the fire rages on and rage, you know. River State. I was talking to my friends and my viewers on TikTok. I said, while we were watching that, I said, in Nigeria, go online. Go and search for River State Governor donate fire truck. River State government bought ambulances. River State government donate police vehicles to police. Go and see. You will see images of Werewike. There's possibility that you will see the images of Fubara commissioning ambulance, commissioning fire truck. To the glory of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, this fire truck. But anytime we fire day, you know go see fire truck. Anytime accident day, you will not see ambulance. Whenever there is a armed robbery or any criminality going on anywhere, you will not see the police vans. But you see these guys who are so selfish. that they could actually buy for themselves. These guys are importing Japanese cars, Korean cars, American cars, European cars. To the point that the roads are no longer motorable. They are buying themselves private jets, flying over the terrible road and unsafe places. But when tragedies happen like that, oh, they will be the first to be there. This is a very sad. This is a very sad situation. Our people should know that we are doing everything within our power to make sure that everything. God damn it, man. 4 straight hours. Nigeria will kill you if you don't kill Nigeria. You see this Nigeria they foist on us? It is the one that will kill all of us. That's when you will know that Nigeria, that these guys have now forced on all of us now, yeah? This Nigeria is a weapon fashioned against you. You can die anytime. You will die. And they will not even accord you the courtesy of mentioning your name. I am still looking for the names of those who died. But every media in Nigeria reported 5 people died. 5 people died. Now, it is going to be people. It's going to be a number, statistic. I'll show you the aftermath. Because at least...
inside the place. Some people end their life like oh, do you know? Look at that walk road, they don't want walk road. If the Roma drive slow, they don't want drive slow. Now this one,
This is because of accidents in the Roma Valley.
Tragedy, isn't it? So you can begin to count the losses. And I bet you before you come to the conclusion of how much is the losses, another tragedy is going to happen elsewhere due to this same bad government, bad governance, incompetent governance, and corruption. Corrupt people in charge of critical infrastructure, endangering the lives of the people. And Nigeria, that's how it does. That's what it does. It can happen to you anytime. You know, you just sit there trying to, give me a sec. One moment. It's something I want to get out of here. It works that way. You know? So tragedy strikes, and this guy actually has something to say on why, I mean, I like it though, on why, what do you call it? On why Nigerians are always agitated, because it's more or less like you have been cursed with horrible, horrible human beings as your leaders, right? So somebody said what do you call it? Somebody said the train was going to Libya. What's my business with a train going to Libya? What's Nigeria's business with a train going to Libya or Niger or anywhere? When you leave your own country, the economic hub of your country, you left that to rot away, okay? And then you want to go and be big brother. We know why, right? But here is what this guy had to say. Just a share.
So I think the biggest reason why we have this current state of play is the fact that you've got a political class and a political leadership that has failed the Constitution, that has failed the Nigerian people for several years. And you have a situation where injustice, is deeply entrenched within our political system. You have situations where people run for office, they get into office, they swear by the oath to protect the Constitution and defend the Nigerian people, providing a level playing field for all. But when they come into office, all they care about is advancing primordial and parochial inclinations. And that is problematic in itself. And the point Father Atta, was making about these structural inequities are issues that need to be addressed. We are where we are because you have a constitution, that is deeply, deeply entrenched with a lot of structural inequities. And what are these structural inequities? First, if you look at the structure of the state and also the distribution of power, you can clearly see that there are certain aspects of the country that are disproportionately affected by virtue of the configuration of power. I made a point this morning at the conference that if you take the National Assembly, for instance, especially the House of Reps, why is it that there are some states that have lesser number of, members compared to other states, that when you compare their population, states with lesser number of members in the House of Reps actually have higher population? What about our local government system? We've been struggling for several years to institutionalize our local government system. But what you have is the state governors have captured the local government system and make it difficult, for people to feel and experience governance at the local level. These are some of the issues. You have a system today where we as Nigerians live in mutual suspicion. We don't trust each other due to certain prejudices, due to certain stereotypes. It's so disappointing that at a time when we should be celebrating, that air peace, has broken the jinx, and we've got flights directly from Lagos to London. What was the debate? The debate was the fact that the crew on the Air Peace inaugural flight were wearing the Igbo Isiago. And that was the debate, and a lot of people were criticizing that. And what does that tell you? It tells you that there is depolarization and ethnic fragmentation that needs to be addressed. And it begins with, one, addressing the injustices, ensuring equity, but also distributing power and wealth in such a way that everybody who is part of this entity called Nigeria feels the impact of governance. And I think the biggest reason,
structural defects. I don't care what name they give to it. It is pretty much to remind every one of us that until this contraption is actually really, really negotiated, not even renegotiated, because we never even negotiated for this in the first place. We're a real one. And let me tell you something. There are some growing number of younger generation that are indeed will be very, very strongly interested in this subject. In the coming days, months, even years, you see those with the belief that Nigeria's unity is non-negotiable. And those of you dunderheads, the born to suffer heads, who have been programmed to believe that when this subject comes up, where people have to say, we must discuss this fraud called Nigeria, and you are automatically and immediately triggered. And some of you are even calling for blood. You are in a contraption. You are in hell. But a lot of you have become so accustomed to it and used to it, and you really think everybody is really happy to have something like this. So it's going to be a clash soon. Okay? So what we are doing is to help those confused minds, those who know that this is so wrong, this whole thing is so wrong. And if nothing is done, we are doomed. We are currently enlightening that demography. We are passing the right information to this demography. You see, those of you born to suffer, voluntary slaves, they easily get triggered every time they tell you this contraption will be negotiated. The generation that will no longer just talk and push it, they are here already. But they need a very strong education, so that when they go out to make this change, they will never miss or fail. So I'm saying this to you, that no matter how much you probably dread this conversation, Nigeria is going to break up. Look at me very well. It will break up. And it is not because you have any power to do it or to stop it. I don't have any power to break up Nigeria. And you don't have any power to stop the breakup. The actions of these rogues will culminate into that total breakup. It will happen. It is not sustainable. So if you are already running mad and somehow you have been programmed to be Oluri Buku every left, right, and center in defending a contraption that is meant to kill you, there are those that are not standing up, like submitting to it, like, okay, yeah, kill us. There's nothing we can do. That generation is here. And you will see them. When the rain, or let me say, when their anger and rage will rain on Nigeria and the criminals in charge of Nigeria, they will be forced to actually have that conversation. If we really want to still be in this contraption or not. So you can say anything to me, but you are just ignorance of history. You should read more. I am a teacher, somebody that speaks to different minds. If my message is not penetrating your own soul, you have no idea of how many other souls that this message actually really penetrates, penetrate their own mind and watered and strengthen them. That generation is here. I just thought I should tell you. Okay? You won't be able to save Nigeria. And the breakup of Nigeria is not because I want it or because you don't want it. The circumstances that will push every one of us to that edge is here. Whether it's going to happen in the next 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 10 years, don't be in a hurry. It will happen and it will be spontaneous. You will witness it. But for now, let the owners of Nigeria, the beneficiary of the contraption, let them continue to hold on to it. I promise you, it is not sustainable. No, it's not. You cannot run a country like this in this 21st century with the number of people being drawn and dropped into poverty, into the poverty basket. Conversation about breakup of Nigeria is never going anywhere. How about you kind of begin to get yourselves used to it? This is the best part of it, where it is still being talked about. It will be forced on all of us. It will break up. Because it is there to kill all of us anyway. And there is nothing America or UK will be able to do. That's one thing a lot of you don't understand. When you say the reason why UK will never allow Nigeria to break. America, you are so ignorant. The reason why Nigeria is still existing is because those of you who are inside Nigeria still have no idea what you want. Do you want liberty? You want freedom? You want to live in a progressive, society that actually treats you like human? Then you would have to actually take it. You would have to make that happen yourself. Nobody's going to give it to you. But if you are not going to take it, I assure you, there are some young, very, very fresh young minds that this platform is grooming. I don't know all of them, but they are here. They are watching me. They are listening. And they will pick their motivation from all of this. And the situation in Nigeria will make them understand how important this is. Doesn't matter how you feel. Doesn't. All the pretense, all the cover-up, all of the gaslighting, all the blackmailing, all the intimidation, they will disappear when the hour comes. And like I said, somebody like me is a teacher. You have no idea who my students are. You might think you are the only one. Then that means you have no idea. But it will work. And you see all these guys you are seeing today talking about power? You shall see them no more. But wait. They will make it happen. They are already becoming overconfident. Like so overconfident, like, yeah, what can you do? We'll do this and nothing will happen. Yeah, all of you are just going to make noise. That's the most you can do. Make noise. That's what they say. You make noise. Because they have become pretty much like, they believe they are untouchable. The state capture and every other thing around it. Well, let's go to Kogi. So the American International School, Abuja, AISA, that's what they are called. American International School, Abuja. They have now refunded $760,910 to the EFCC as the proceed of corruption and an exhibit against Yeye Bello. Well, yeah, it's got some guys who's speaking out for him who had this to say. Yeah.
I think that it is a rather unfortunate narrative for Nigeria, and to summarize the whole of this drama in legal terms would be to just say, look, this is abuse of court process. Why do I say abuse of court process? Look, to successfully prosecute anybody in Nigeria, in this case, the EFCC is prosecuting, there are 6 categories of laws that you must follow. The ground norm being the Constitution, Administration of Criminal Justice Act, then the law that empowers the prosecutor, in this case, EFCC Act, the law that defines the offense and the punishment, in this case, Money Laundering Act, and then the law of the court with jurisdiction. In this case, that will be the Federal High Court Act, Practice Directive, and the rest of it that guides proceedings at the Federal High Court. And of course, the Evidence Act and other ancillary legislations. Now, what is expected of the EFCC in this instance, when you follow all of these laws put together? They ought to have at first invited the suspect in the person of Mr. Yeye Bello. When he refuses to honor the invite, EFCC does not even need to get a warrant from the court. It is an administrative power. You issue a warrant. If you cannot execute the warrant, or provided that you have done sufficient, investigation, you file an information in the court and cause the information to be served on the suspect. At this level, it is not the EFCC that will do that. I think by virtue of Section 389 of Administration of Criminal Justice Act, it is the court officer, the sheriff or bailiff that will do that. The reason being that it could be that the suspect, Mr. Yeye Bello, is evading arrest or being served. It could be that EFCC is not even telling the truth. So the court will now step in and attempt to serve him. The information will be attached to an order. Where the court officer fails, cannot effect that service, he comes back to court, feels there's a form they call affidavit of non-service. He fills it. At that point, the court can now issue an order of substituted service of the information. That is when all the TV stations, the radio stations, newspapers, in fact, they can decide to post the charge on all the buildings in Kogi State and Abuja. You see how simple this is. This is the step the EFCC ought to have taken. And within 2 months, they would have, gotten to this. But sadly, they rather attempted to arrest the man. When they could not arrest him, being smart, I must give it to Yeye Bello. He got his lawyers and they ran to the court and got an order restraining the EFCC. Now you must understand, because I think that what the EFCC are trying to do is what can be described as trial by mischief. The order restraining the EFCC does not restrain the Federal High Court. It restrains the EFCC from harassing, arresting, and persecuting, not prosecuting. And that order by the learned trial judge left a window for the Federal High Court, stating that, look, this is done without prejudice to your power and jurisdiction to give necessary orders regarding this matter. Now, when that order was issued, everybody knows EFCC ought to either vacate that order, appeal it.
They did appeal it.
Rather, they approached the Federal High Court and obtained another order, a conflicting order. Now, this is where I'm surprised. By the practice direction of the Federal High Court, you cannot file any matter at the Federal High Court where there is a sister matter in another court. In fact, you are required to depose to an affidavit stating that there is no related matter.
That's how they do. So their job in protecting criminals and at the same time getting airtime on TV, it is all part of the package. Okay? But somebody just said that people like this, they are enablers. Okay? They will speak, they try to make sense or even create a scenario in order to plant some doubt inside you. Yeah, it is corruption fighting corruption, no, but you know, now only foolish people they expect say corruption where they fight corruption call is in your interest. It is not in your interest, all right? But it's a show that you shouldn't have any dog in the fight. Therefore, you should be fair, like me, in your assessment. That people like that, they are many, they are everywhere. They are looking for ways and means on how to make sure people like Yeye Bello will never actually face justice for their crimes. They look for miscarriage of or misapplication of their charges, so they can use that and say, oh, you didn't do it well. Therefore, the case cannot continue. They have judges. They have them in different courts. He even was the former governor of Kogi, so he still has some of the Kogi judges under him, right? And they were able to kind of give him an order that he should not be arrested. He should not be, prosecuted, but he said he's persecuted. It should not, when the EFCC was not even in court, when such a hearing happened. But they went to court and the court gave the order anyway. And that's Nigeria. And that's the guy there trying to explain that to the other Nigerians. Okay? To say, oh, the EFCC, Yeye Bello has done nothing wrong. They are only trying to tarnish his image. It's because of politics. So now because of politics, and he make over 200 billion naira of Kogi state money to disappear. But they said that including CEO Paris Club refund, what do you call it? The loan bailout for states, monthly allocation for the states, local government allocation, the loans given to Kogi states. About this guy alone, had over 600 to 700, billion naira, to the point that Kogi is in debt as we speak, and there is nothing to show for it. So the EFCC is now saying that he even stole more than 84 billion. We are now looking at over 200 billion, Yeye Bello. But it's all drama. They know where he is, and they could get him, or maybe not. Those are the characters in charge of governance in Nigeria. Those are the people. And it's like, I've told you this before. When you have this Yeye Bello from a poor state like Kogi, imagine others who are milking their own state, and currently they are in the good book of thiefnubu, Kolu. and therefore they can go and enjoy it, enjoy the loot. And there are people, right? They dare not complain. Who would they complain to? Since the EFCC hasn't come to tell them that your governor has stolen 100 billion. Oh, your governor is stealing 100 billion. I mean, why not tell us when they are there, so that they will be aware that once they are leaving power, they are going to be arrested. For example, now, dubious Dapo Ogun State, you get, is a thief, a total criminal. Now, they won't tell us now that he is looting and stealing from Ogun people because he's there. They are laughing, taking pictures with him. Okay? But the moment he's no longer there, then they will awash all of us, the entire space. They will awash it with how he looted Ogun State. He's doing it right now. So why not just tell us and tell us that he's doing it and how much he's looting and where they are? Take all those things. So that even before he finished that place, I mean, from that tenor, right, he will know that he's going to jail. But no. Until the day he run against the establishments, they will now tell you that they care for you. EFCC. Dubious Dark was told Dubious Dark was told 180 billion as a former governor. But he's stealing it right now, and you are seeing him. A lot of you are seeing him, you know. But he's in the good book, like many others too. So that's why I said when they are fighting themselves, they are not doing it for you. They are just showing you why Nigeria is cursed and doomed with people like this. So it is very wrong for you to begin to think such country that is cursed with this kind of people, that country will be great. And then you're saying you are not an hypocrite, a liar. Tell me who you are. So don't look at them as if to say exposing them is in your own interest. No, it is not. Me showing you all of this or telling you all of this is not because I want you to think it's a new thing. No, I'm actually showing you all of this to show to you why I strongly believe Nigeria cannot be helped. You cannot run a country like this and then put that same country and greatness on the same line when you know they're mad. That's what I'm showing you. I am here to show you why. That's your me. So that's your myth. That's your fake hope. Which is pretty much like a dubious. With these characters in charge, and you having no plan to actually really get rid of them, is to tell you that you are lying to everybody you have been telling that Nigeria will be great. Nigeria, a country can be great with characters like this, ever. You first have to, and then listen, removing these characters also will never save you. You have to destroy the entire establishment that makes it possible for criminals like this to have access to power. And if you have to do that, it simply mean you would have to break up Nigeria. Yeah. It is the only solution. But for some, they are still going about and telling themselves, we will show them in 2023. Edo is not Lagos, they say. I love this when I saw it. They were doing a walk, obedient walk for Akpata in Edo State today. As usual, they have the number. But what about the institutions that is going to actually conduct the elections? Rigged. They are going to come back here and tell me how Labour Party has been rigged from Benin. How Akpata has been denied. But for now, it is looking good. But are they really ready to face the violence that will be unleashed on them? Which is not going to be like a dancing and singing like this. So I'm talking about real violence that they will unleash on them by those who have sworn to only live by power and living off the people. And they will do everything and anything to keep it. So on the day of your election, you won't be dancing like this. But let's share this to show that if the will of the people is allowed to actually manifest, then you can see that there are those who are willing to be part of a process that I call a charade. Obedient in Edo, today.
I've heard how this debt has been managed. I've heard how the finances have been managed. And today he's walking around the Edo State. He's walking at the ring road, the most visible place in the Edo State. To say, Edo people, I have answered you and I'm here to serve you. Today, what you're seeing today is what you're going to see till the day all of us will go out and vote. Obedient, fitness match, life here in Edo. Life here in Edo. You can actually match the energy here. It's top notch. The spirit here is high. The people that came out here today is massive. It's massive. It's massive. You know, showing love and support, you know, for their son. And they are saying it is Olumide or Olumide or Olumide. Labour Party, the Matter Party has come to stay. As you know, Edo State is the spiritual home of the epidemic. It is the spiritual home of the young people who stood up in the last election to say enough is enough. It's also part of that generation of stars. And today, we are going to tell them that they are playing.
He go shock them.
He go do what?
He go shock them.
He go do what?
He go shock them.
He go do what?
He go shock them.
Nigeria heard it. Edo people don't hear that. They are saying they have come. They are not playing. They are outside and we go shock them.
He go shock them.
With all their money they have stolen, we go shock them. With all this mismanagement of resources, we go shock them. With all the things they are doing, we go shock them. Edo, it is Edo. It is obedient. It is unlimited.
Come out. When I don't day outside for so long, I don't tired to change microphone. How many am I hold? On behalf of Labour Party, the obedient family, una do well. God go bless you now. God go bless all of us. Even though I don't complain about the microphone, I must still praise the people who organize this waka. They try. You cannot get everything right at all. But this one, a lesson. Attention to detail. Very important. Labour must be different. We will be different. As you see me so, the standard high. Excellence or nothing. We not they give excuse. That's why we will put the best foot forward. If work there, we will find who amongst us fit do and where. No pride there the matter. The best man for the job. I go carry on. Best foot forward. We not campaign today. We just come. Abi the Senate come? It should be one. If the Senate make them say no. They no finish. You know me also. Check the cap when you wear up. The Senate. Don't say now so the truck or the reverse now come. We not want you to try that too. We don't try. We will not keep you for long. I have said thank you. My chairman, our Oga must tell you thank you too. Then we'll go house. Further information will be received. The waka just the start. Oh, na not tired. Na small one we do today. Some people ask me, say, you go enter motor, how? My people, they waka go enter motor, how? We go full error. We go waka around. We go waka around. The bad road where we are enter, go enter around. The hospital, When they say they build, we'll go look at. All of us go enter.
Yes.
We lead by example.
The more you look, the less you see. The more you look, the less you see. The more you look, the less you see.
The more you look, the less you see. Participating in a charade. I really wish you well. But they will have to come back here in September. When is the election again? September? I think it's September, or is it November? I don't know. It's still a long way. I think it's October. I mean, September, October. I don't know. But they will come back here. I will come back here to show to you that the rigged system will hear it said again. All right? And they will tell them to go to court. And to you, the obedient, those who are like you, like for real. And what I like about you is because you are a pest. To those who felt like invincible politically, you are a very, very good pest that demystified a lot. You are not yet like a hornet, the bees, that bites and stings. You are not feared. You should be feared. Do you understand what I mean? You should be feared by those that have tried and try to keep all of us under the perpetuity of fear, the fear of unknown. And the reason why your voice and everything that has to do with you will continue to be amplified on MAIYEGUN'S diary Politico. You should be feared. You should be dangerous to people who have made your life dangerous. I mean, those who have endangered our lives. So you shouldn't be nice to them. You should be the ones writing the rules of engagement, not them. But they will use experience to beat you, because that's what they do best. They will drag you down and use experience to beat you. But they have to fear you. You should make, you see, when I say fear you, I'm not asking you to be violent. I'm asking you to be of equal, if not equal proportion, if not more, of everything that will be unleashed on you. You should be feared. You shouldn't be cowards that needed to be told when to react to an injustice. I don't know. I think you'll get there. They're going to make you, they're going to radicalize you. Some of you are already saying they shouldn't try what they tried last year next. So you are actually going to go get PVC. And you're going to submit yourself to the rules of these guys in an election. You're actually going to do that without taking them to the cleaners first. Without showing to them what it is going to be like to dare you in a contest. Or maybe you don't even have it in you. But don't worry. They will radicalize you. And some of you are going to eventually either scared and run away from this your movement, or a lot of you will become emboldened. Emboldened enough to say, listen, you can cheat others, but if you dare try it with us where we have interest, then there will be a problem. You must be feared. You must be feared by the police, by the military, and these criminals in government, because you did something that nobody expected. We were shocked how you managed to ridicule the entire establishment and make them make mistakes. Baba, I still checked the result of their 2023 charade yesterday. out of 176,000 polling units. Baba, it is over a year since they announced that charade. Yakubu announced results. thiefnubu, so million. Atiku, so million. Obi, so million. But when you go onto their website, more than 25 to 30% of the total results are yet to be uploaded. Why? Because the obedient got involved. They have used their courts to put thiefnubu in power. They won't want to make any mistake. Go upload the total fake results. And the whole thing that is not even matching anyway. So go and use the total result and then you go back and say, Shibi the talk say this guy. So where's the result? Because there is no result. thiefnubu is the only presidiot in Nigeria and the Nigerian history that has no election result. thiefnubu cannot present to you the proof. I'm talking about the proof state by state and all of that too, of the numbers announced for him by Yakubu. It's going to make sure that that never happen next time. They won't make mistake of switching off your IREF when the results were already rolling in. This time around, you will not have access to any IREF. They will do everything themselves, and they will tell you to go to court. So you're going to go and get their PVC, Abi, participate in their charade. So when you get rigged out, what's going to happen? Oh, we have been cheated. We no go agree. We'll scatter everything. So now you what? You will be willing to face their soldiers, right? Why participate in something that you know you will be rigged when you can actually fight for its reform, the change of everything that surrounds it now? And if they say no, scatter everything. Or you rather wait, Abi? Obi was in Kano yesterday. Somebody said, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. You have to be very careful too, okay? Because the enemy of your enemy could be a very foolish person. And you don't want to be a friend to a foolish person because he's a friend with your enemy. Right? I'll leave it to that. So, Dele Alakori, who is currently with thiefnubu in, in Saudi Arabia. Well, it was with him when they went to Netherlands, Holland. And then there's this company, what do they call it again? I think they call it Penscope or something, right? This is an extractive company that is involved in mineral resources, a sort of a business all over the world. Very corrupt. Encore, I think they are called Encore. I think. They are so corrupt that in the United States, they pleaded guilty for not only that they were sponsoring different acts of terrorism in Africa, they were actually paying bribes to government officials to look the other way, while resources of some of these African countries were being stolen. So the American government or American court actually fined them billions of dollars for that. But Dele Alakori sat with one of them, this same company, in I think it's in Holland, right? So sat with one of them discussing, according to him, they were discussing the resources potential of Nigeria and how these guys could come in and bring in some money and all of that stuff. And Dele Alakori is wearing a, what's that watch called again? Richard, is it called Richard Whale or Richard Mill? I don't know. But you see that wristwatch Dele Alakori is putting on is worth 204,000 US dollars. That's the value of that wristwatch. 204,000 dollars, and that is 216 million naira. That is the worth of the wristwatch. In the answer, on the hands of Dele Alakori, sitting there with a corrupt, exploitative company, where they are ready, if they can bring money, resources stay in Nigeria, may they can't take them. But he's taking the picture and posted that online, like it's something good. I told you there is no investor coming to Nigeria except people who are going to come around and steal what they can steal legally with the approval of a thiefnubu, as long as they can pay. You will see many parts of Nigeria invaded by different terrorists, crisis left, right, and center. These are not people who want to just come and claim land. These are those who want to take your resources without paying a dime. And they are getting the approval from the top. Dele Alakori can wear $1 million watch as much as he likes. And he can continue to make them believe that they are doing it for Nigeria. You will be too dumb to believe that, though. But yeah, there's a lot of you who believe anything. For example, you know this Jimovia. Now, this is a Jimovia. Jimovia happened to, is a banker. You know his face now. Sorry, what is the name of his bank again? I actually always thought, okay, I think it's is it UBA? No? Zenith? No? Sorry, what is Jimovia's bank again? He's a veteran, okay, in the banking industry, and he's been an IGP himself too. All government in power. And under thiefnubu, these are the characters, bankers who help thiefnubu with some of his, what they call business, but some of his shady deals, money laundering. The bankers in Nigeria are those who are helping. And I'm talking about the top shots. They are those who are helping the thieves, the looters in Nigeria to facilitate the money laundering on how to take all this loot out of Nigeria. And they call them my best friend. Best friends. And I have known him for the past 40 years because they have been partners in crime for so long. But Jimovia is now going to be the chairman of student loan. So if you put it that way, that simply means all of you go become customer. All of you students, great Nigeria students, the greatest Baba, who are waiting for thiefnubu's student loan. If you already have an account with Zenith Bank, and there they go pay your school fees, your student loan into. And if you don't get account, you will have to go and open one. And then wait till when they will say the money is now available for student loan. And you can befriend Jimovia. They are all part of the con. They are all part of the fraud. They are playing their role in pretending that they're actually working on an economy that is going to help Nigerians. God damn it, man. People believe that. So they throw in all these names, but when you look at it, they are all substanceless. No substance at all. Yeah? And then you can easily see through the lie. But they have the media. They need to keep making people believe that there is something called hope that is coming. When you see people like, Jimovia, very, very big man. They are all fronts. And we say they are all fronts. This is what they mean. This is what it actually means. So you just need to go take a look at those who also helped their Bokuwari to lie to you. At the last minute, they are all gone now. You can't even see a single one of them. Who told you then that, Bokuwari is, in fact, he's such a very, we We just had a meeting with Mr. President now. Honestly speaking, this plan for this Nigeria. How many times people came out of Bokwari's ass old rock and told you that Bokwari's mission for we just had a meeting now. The presidency's last waiting end up. Poverty capital of the world. Most terrorized people in the entire Africa. That's what ended it. Impoverished people. So when you see names like this, they are just there to bobo you and make it look like, oh yeah. But I will be here. I go there here. And it is to remind you. I will be here to remind you that time. This whole thing, the madness you allow to last this long will last forever as much as you want it. But one day, all of this, they will become history. And you will live to tell the story too. You will. So it is good on them now. I know they won't do it. It is still good on them to begin and initiate the conversation around if we still want to be part of this contraption or not. So the American released a report, Hypocrites. America released a report and they said, oh, the 2023 charade was really, really bad. Very bad. That APC, Egbekegbe, used all the dirty rules in the book to force thiefnubu on Nigerians. The Igbos were targeted in Lagos, prevented from exercising their supposed rights. And the non-Igbos as well, who wanted to vote against the APC, Egbekegbe, they were attacked. US report said that. But where was US when that was taking place? Where were they? They were there in bed with Kolu. And they were one of those who first gave him what they call the legitimacy by congratulating him, sending delegates to him to make him look like he's actually a president. But now they turn around to remind all of us that it was all a charm. It was all a sham. So that's why I call them hypocrites. But they did say something about the illegal detention of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. It is illegal. It is against the natural laws. But yet, America, UK kept mute. For years now, why this is going on. They mentioned the political target of the Igbos in eastern Nigeria, called them IPOB, by killing and making people disappear. American report also mentioned that. But it's all reports. Hypocrites. No more, nothing less. Because they wrap it up with, as long as Nigeria still remain one and it's not scattered, then they can say the election reflects the majority will of the people. Because that is why there was no protest, there was no this, there was nothing against the election, despite all of the anomalies that they saw. So to them, Nigerians were very good with it. Then America is good with it. Hypocrites. That's on the side, right? So I will leave it at that. I'm going to take us, okay? I'm going to take us, I promise. And now, if you want to be part of it tonight, the number is right there on your screen. You see that number scrolling on your screen, right? That is my studio number. You dial it, you may be speaking to me in under 2 minutes. I will be back if you don't go anywhere.
ṣàtẹ̀mí ló kàn, èmi ló kàn, èmi ló kàn. Bàbá mi ló wẹ̀, ilé ṣàtẹ̀mí ló kàn. Láìdéṣe, láìdéṣe. Bàbá mi ló wẹ̀, ilé ṣàtẹ̀mí ló kàn.
Èmi ló kàn. See, I'm back earlier than expected. So yeah, I do have a caller. My first caller tonight. Hello there.
Hello there, Baba Gbalagba.
How are you tonight? Martinelli, is that you?
Let me be this, Baba.
It is Martinelli. How are you, Mayegun? Baba, thanks so much for joining me tonight.
Yeah, Baba. Nice to join you, Baba. Good evening to everybody in the Temple of Truth. Please, ladies and gentlemen, please, we are over 1,000. It's press the like button, please. Share and
thanks, man.
Let's support and
thanks, man.
I honestly can't thank you for all these things you're doing. I really don't have much. I called in just to say thank you for everything you're doing, because I don't understand. Every day, the madness is totally unbelievable.
The stories will sound similar, but so different, because we are talking about different victims almost every day.
It's unbelievable, and like we say here every day, how is it possible for people to be in that space and all these things just keep, and people just think it is not okay. This is not a way. The amount of disaster a human mind programmed to experience in a lifetime, limited. The amount of trauma the African has been through in a short space of time is just unbelievable, and it just keeps happening every day and every day. And people just think nothing is gonna happen if you don't do something.
Until you actually do something.
And for me though, honestly, above and beyond anything, I honestly think religion is a very, very, try not to talk too much about religion, but for me personally, I think religion has done a lot of damage to our people.
Well, you are not far from the truth, but it's just a combination of a lot of things.
A lot of things though, but for me personally, I think religion
leads.
If
right.
religion wasn't there, the people will be able to click. The people will be able to connect with their reality.
Well, that's true.
The fact that you have something like what religion gives, which is hope. The fact that you have hope, you just believe that
it's enough for you to endure some other things as well.
But going back
with
to
the expectation that at the end of it all, right, you're going to get better, you're going to get something better. So that hope.
But like you always say, hope is a substance of something believe and something you hope for. How long can you actually hope something? How long?
And we also know that hope is not one it's not in one form, right? So there are hopes that eventually are just hopelessness, if you look at it in the long run. Because
it is hopelessness in the long run.
Nigeria give you that you can hold on to?
Nothing, absolutely nothing. And no matter how much we speak again, until the people individually, collectively come to the realization that if you don't do something, nothing is going to change.
Nothing is going to change.
If you don't do something, nothing is going to change.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have to do something. And before we do that, we have to come to that realization.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
You have a very good one. Thanks a lot.
And you too.
So that's Martinelli, ladies and gentlemen, reminding all of us that we can listen to this every night for the rest of our lives. Nothing is going to change if none of this actually motivates us to do something. Because if you don't do something when you can, who knows, you might be the next victim. you will never have a chance of doing anything. Or when you want to do something, it might be too late. Doing something means advocate, mobilize, spread the word. Do you get what I mean? That is what doing something means, right? I am doing something right now. I am doing my best to water your hearts, your souls, and all of that with the information that could get you thinking, not to scare you, but to give you clarity from the state of confusion that these guys continue to throw away, right? Hello there.
Hello, Mr. Maiyegu.
Hello, sir. How are you?
This is one of your fans calling from London.
I can see. Do you want to give me a name, or I should just keep it that way? A fan from London.
Yeah, well, the name is Dagmar and Mide.
Fantastic, Baba. How are you tonight, sir?
We always enjoy your program all the time.
Thank you.
And the good thing you've been doing.
Thanks a lot. Baba.
All the days from kitchen to bicycle to insure.
Baba. Bless you, Baba.
So regarding the program today, just want to say you've always enlightened us, and we just want to say whatever you're doing, just keep it up, and you've been a very great, and keep exposing them in the way you do. And for some of us that have been always scared to go home sometimes, you know.
I know it can be scary.
Yeah, sometimes it's scary.
But you see, some people don't understand that this is even our own way of protest too, right? Like, normally, we shouldn't be bothered about what they are doing in that place, right? Or it is our own means of protest, because right here we can tell that you have to be very careful when you are choosing to go to Nigeria, which shouldn't be. Like, nobody should be careful going back to their country. But now we have gotten to a stage whereby you have to plan yourself in a way that what to do, not to do, so that you can be very careful. And this is not really good on us. We've got family, right, that ordinarily should be so happy to pack up and say, oh, we want to go to Nigeria and visit our extended family and all that. But that's not the case anymore. Yeah. And every year it keeps getting worse and worse and worse.
Definitely.
You get that now? So that's not normal. So if people hear us this way, they should know this is our own means of protesting too. Before you kill us, we will shout.
Because you want to be in your country, you save in it.
You know what I mean? That's not normal. It's not normal.
Yeah.
I want to go to Nigeria now, then I'm going to sit down and be like, hey. Or you have to call people and say, I want to come to Nigeria. And they will say, don't come, stay there. Don't come here. You better stay there. That's not normal.
Yeah, it's not.
People need to understand that is not normal.
It's not.
It's not.
And for your program, it makes us to see, to be able to know what we need to do.
Exactly.
What we don't need to do, and to know what is going on down, because we can see reality from you. When you live at the life, they just tell you something you want to hear, you know. But you think, and we enjoy it. Keep on the work.
Thank you for the support as well, Baba.
So that we give some.
Okay, I can now see that we've got more than just one person in that living room this evening, right?
You're fine,
you know, you should phone in more, because you will be a very good hype man. I can sense that.
Well, to tell you the fact, it makes me watch your program. He made me to be candid. I'm serious. He made me to start watching your program.
He did.
And sometimes he used to contribute to whatever charity you do down there.
That's amazing.
And he always told me, you know.
Yes,
so each time I come back, it will be like, let's watch my and he has really taken me to. So say
thank you.
Well, Danjuma is one of your great fans. He really loves me.
Thank you. I appreciate that, okay? When I have a chance of being told like this, Baba. Budget. Sorry, say that again, Baba.
Yeah, bye. I'm not getting see.
Couldn't budget, right? Thank you so much.
Very much. Have a very lovely night.
And you too. Send me word to everybody in that living room, sir. Okay? You have a good one.
Yeah.
Cheers, sir. So that's a very good one. I know that I have a lot of, a lot of us here who are Templars. I'm talking about genuine people who actually really love Mayegun. I have seen that many times, and I always consider myself so blessed. And you know what we do say, right? May I never find out how much value or valuable I am to you. Because they will not tell me, say, man, this guy used to be so, and so that means I've lost it. But I don't think I will lose it. I've been assured of that. But yeah, I appreciate every bit of it. So thank you. Thank you. Here is another caller, sir.
Hi, Baba Mayegun Ekaleo. Good evening.
Sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, how are you? Yeah. It's a pleasure again talking to you. That you're one of a very good listener. I like listening. And that takes me to this is I always start my things with a riddle. When we're in the classroom, maybe in the university or private school or secondary school, there are certain things we don't do in classes. We can do it before or after. That is, we don't no noise making. Because when you make a noise, you are distracting, and you can be punished for that. Yeah. So I am that kind of a student that when I'm in the classroom, I like listening to the teacher, and that is where I got everything I want to get. I may not read, but the way the master or the lecturer is demonstrating in the classroom, when I'm sitting down, in the exam, and I see the exam sheet, my mind will go straight to how that teacher or the lecturer at that time, and I always get the best mark. You see, and that takes me to.
Yes, they said that talking is a gift, even listening, is a real gift. You see, when you have the ability to actually listen to people than you talk, you are somebody they will say is a repository of knowledge. Because a lot of people have said a lot of things in your presence, and you've picked a lot of stuff they've said, processed them, and added your own intelligence to it, and then you become, I love that. Listening. Baba?
Yeah, that takes me to some of the comments on your program. And each time I saw those comments, sometimes it's because I normally just get off the comment line and I'll keep my eyes focused, mind, everything. Yeah. But some of the time when you say something or there's a picture or there's a video you brought on the line, I want to comment. Then you will see some people, they say, oh, it's been a long time. How are you? Have you eaten? Have you poo-poo? Have you shit today? It's been a long time. Is it the channel for people to start talking about those things? Pick your phone and say hello to that person. Not when you are listening to a professor lecturing in the class. I believe that is a disrespect. And this is a distraction to other people. Because you cannot continue, and this thing is always happening between your first 1 hour, 1.5 hours program, and these people will keep greeting and greeting and greeting. Waiting. What is your problem? Why can't you make other
your reactions? So I didn't even know that much is going on. I know you have all formed a bond and community on that YouTube, but I didn't know it was something that is a thing. So
yeah, they just keep saying and all this. I believe, to me, I see them as a Badorian, trying to cause a sort of a distraction. Because why are you greeting Martinelli for 20 times? Why are you greeting Obi for 100 times? Why are you greeting? What is the point? Hello, how are you? That is it. I'm not saying it for
the broadcast. That's how it should be. But it's like everybody just have a different meeting in that comment section. You're just busy there, like, oh, how are you? Your meet to how are you, princess? Oh, how was yesterday? Did it rain yesterday? So it's how it is, right? Like they kind of exchange, and you'll be reading all of that there on your screen.
Yeah, but this is a lecture time, not a time to be greeting. And you see, it's very sad sitting and that pathetic things and that happens in the Calabar, and some people are still greeting. Yeah, that engulf millions and millions of naira. The road is bad and everything is bad. People are so, are unhappy. It's sad. It's very, very sad. And some people are just just even greeting on that fucking, sorry, my language. There's still greeting there. You know, so
okay, I think we'll have to take that to notice. What can I do to make it up to you then? The way you feel so strong about it.
Yeah, Mayegun, it's not, and there's about 3 or 4 people that are doing this thing. And at the end of the day, towards the end of your program, when it comes to telephone time, you won't see them again, they disappear. But when you are talking about things that really matters about human being, emotion that have an emotional effect, that is the time you see them. Hello, have you eaten? Have you poo-poo? What is the color of your room? What is the color of your, all this kind of a bullshit. Okay. It's, I mean,
really sorry about that. Okay. And everybody is hearing you. But something about my people is that they are very stubborn. A lot of you are very stubborn in that comment section, sir, right? When you tell them not to do something, right, it might be something they want to do that time. Okay, I'll do it now. But I hope people can take this serious, because it's actually a very, very important point you've raised. There are those, right, who watches Mayegun more than just sitting down to watch Mayegun. And the way if you're watching it on TV, right, all these comments will be popping up on your screen as well. So which means there is no way that somehow, as you are listening to Mayegun, your side of your eye is not reading comments. So I get what you mean by those distractions, right? So let's hope that our people will.
You see some people there. This one says, senior myself, guy, you don't do. And another one says, Mr. Kola, you are not making sense. You see, these are these.
Yeah, don't read
these are the kinds of, I don't want to use words. I don't want to use words. They are just a sort of a list.
I don't. All right, but I hope our people will take to correction too. Okay, so I'll leave you. Let me take another call.
They're just like idiots in Nigeria.
I know.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. Okay, cheers, man. So sorry, I have another caller. You know, there's something about social media, and somehow, when you complain about something, simply because, you know, it's a free place and free space, it's not as if you can easily just give somebody a knock on their head through their phone. Imagine if I could put my hand in my phone and just feel like that. Cool. I can't. So therefore, people will be like, so what are you going to do about it? There's some level of, you know, I don't know how to put it, but can you stop or reduce the greetings, right? Like, greet yourselves like you normally do. Hi, Mayegun, welcome. Hi, Director Scott, and this and that. But somebody feels like when the chat is ongoing, could you talk about something else? Because I don't even know what to say to you now. But now the complaint has been registered against all of you in that under YouTube. And I know say you could just be like, say they had their fuel to fire. You will do it again and again, but please, now that somebody has raised it, there could be other people too who feel the same way. Right. The Prince.
Why a good general,
Prince Judgeman. How are you tonight?
Baba, always fine. Are you?
Well, I'm very well. Thanks so much for asking. Please.
Yeah. Baba Tikano Mike, God bless you, Baba.
Amen.
We'll continue to use it. I hope you not go reject our thank you one day, yeah, because we will continue to use thank you to wound you.
I know, because thank you too much at times, but you know they're too much, okay? You know what they tell me, right? When I was growing up, they say, I was this woman, they always call her Akineku. They say if you greet anybody, like it could greet you to die, right? So, and she will greet you, she will pray for you and all of that. Then people complain. Oh, she's too much. So people are trying to avoid that. Like, I'm avoiding that woman, Jerry, because if I see her now, she will start praying and start doing this and that. So my great grandmother now says something like, somebody is praying for you. You did not say amen. Because you think it's too much, right? If they curse you, the level at which you could take reacts that time, or somebody they curse you every day, you go carry go beg and say, I beg, No, be so.
I beg you not do.
So I won't be tired of of everyone saying thank you to me, because I mean, it's a sign of appreciation. If all of them they say thank you to me, turn around and begin to stone me, you're not gonna say something don't go wrong.
That's so.
So make I enjoy them, okay?
Yeah, that's good.
Prince Jejeman.
That's good. Thank you for appreciating us, Baba.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, so Baba, you see what our brother said, Mata Nelly, what he said about religion. You see, the religion is the main chain that is tying people in that country to react. He's very, very right. You understand?
I deal with you.
You know the one man of God. I don't want to be calling their name. When they know, they would find their trouble. But when they mention the way they talk, they will know who they talk. Right. When a man of God say, if you don't pay tithe, you are not going to heaven. Full stop. You understand?
They say if you don't pay tithe, things will be tight.
Things will be tight for you. I don't look the whole Bible. Read down front and back to see where Jesus talked that one.
No, you
I don't see.
There's nowhere in the Bible.
You
know the Bible.
Yes. You see, when Bible say Jesus wept, say something don't happen where we say even Baba got tired for human being.
Jesus wept.
Before he say Jesus wept. You see, say when I did Nigeria, all those threats where they use to manipulate us for Nigeria for church. Then Nigeria they go talk. If they want to take tight time, they will say if you don't pay tithe, things will tight for you. Say na rhyme. Say na rhyme. She say na rhyme.
And now they call on word play.
Na rhyme.
And now word play. They say tithe and tithe. So you go be like someone else. So hey.
Because a rhyme.
A rhyme.
So all those things gonna make us the fear, and if you go there, if for the day where you miss your tithe, when Nigeria happen in one way or the other for your business, you go say that this tithe. Now this tithe where them talk, it's an bondage. They use all those.
Because why you did there, see, where you did there inside the church, you see the dragon with God. Now so you can see Brother Johnson. Giving testimony. Praise God. Say hallelujah. Brother Johnson dressed different today. This same Brother Johnson where they give money for Okada after service. What's going on? Why is he looking different? Then Brother Johnson says, excuse me.
Bless you.
My description, right? Anyway, so Brother Johnson is there on the altar and then telling everybody that God has been so great to him since he started paying his tithes. Now he's here to dedicate his car key, and he just bought land. And you are there, you're like, hey, Brother Johnson they paid tithe just last year. He don't buy car. He don't build house. So your pastor go say, you see, things are still tight for you. You better start paying. It's a trick, and it's sad.
Yes, exactly.
Religion manipulation.
And say Nigeria, now chance by chance. When things chance enter for you, now your testimony don't happen that time. They go say, they go say God don't do it. You understand? But the society, everything is not working. You understand? Now when one person do one thing, maybe by chance they enter for her. It's just like another one talk the other day. Say somebody can't give testimony that of a 1.something billion contract that the person received after he prayed for that 35 people will get a contract in his church, and testimony came, and one person came and talk of business of that 1.something billion naira in this hard time, this and that. Now they ask and say, Pastor, you they pray before somebody in a society that is working? Do you need to pray for somebody to get work? Is it not to if person go school, come out to get certificate, qualify, if you go apply for work,
look for a job.
because work is already there, you will get the job. You don't need to pray. You don't need to know somebody that knows somebody. Yeah, in the system of Nigeria.
No, you can even pray.
You
You can even pray for a job if you're a religious person, okay? But what people should understand is that if the society has no economy that actually creates jobs, now if you don't get job, does that mean that your prayer is not answered? And why? Why is your prayer not answered? Why shouldn't your prayer be answered? It's because you are lying to yourself. You are living in a country where the economy is in turmoil. There is no job. So if you now think it's prayer that gives job, why did prayer not find you that job? Because it's not the reality. You're right, Baba. Go on.
Exactly. So, Naim, Baba. So if the society like Nigeria is now know somebody will know somebody. Now connection, now be business. Now connection, now be work. Some people they pay up to 1 million naira to get a federal job.
I won't. I mean, if I haven't seen it, I will never believe it. Say people they pay money to get job.
So in Nigeria, some people their wife they go Abuja, they go submit themselves.
Go sleep with somebody to give them job.
I'm telling you, people's wife, you understand, to get federal job. Nothing way that they happen. You understand, in the name of getting job. In that system, you say you are praying. It's your prayer that make it happen.
And now they will go to Thanksgiving.
Instead of you to tell the people that this Nigeria is not working, let them come out and protest against this system so that things will be put in place. No, you understand? You always use manipulation. And that is when they want to raise, when they used to give all this testimony, when they want to raise funds. You understand? Because after they tell you all those things, they will call for fundraising. You will rush out to sow seed to pay so that you will get the contract or anything that because pastor have said it. You see, finally, before I go, you see, another thing is our professor. I'm waiting. I go call him. Our Obi. Obi.
Peter.
Yes, the president that Nigeria never had. You see, my worry. You know that you used to say something on this platform that we should be supporting anything that we make sure that this establishment that is killing everybody is brought down.
Absolutely.
Yes, that is a very good advice, because I could remember during the NSAS, you know, they kind of supported them. They are not.
They almost turned the whole thing on him now. Nnamdi Kanu came out and he said, "You guys are fighting a just cause, so don't stop. Stay out there. Don't leave. Oh, if you leave, they want you to. They will bring army. They will make you leave. Oh, but if you don't leave, you may change the course of your history forever." Then they turned around and they said that Nnamdi Kanu was the one inciting them to protest. Somebody will say no even participate. He no even say a word when you started. But when he started seeing the turnout, he encouraged people. So which is a good thing. And, you know, this is the people who wanted to say they want to save Nigeria. Nnamdi Kanu want Biafra, but he knows something. This hegemony must collapse for other things to rise. And everybody involved in trying to kind of collapse the hegemony, collapse the feudalism. Even if you don't agree with what they are doing, sometimes just don't criticize them, because doing so, you are doing the job of those who want to kill you too. If you
Exactly. So what you are telling us on this platform, advising people, is they should take a clue from what you are saying. They should take the advice, because it's legit. Okay. Well, my own concern is that I'm advising Obi and obedient. You see, Obi, to the mistake that Obi made in that election, the worst mistake he could ever made is to tell the youth to be calm.
Yeah.
What kind of calm when you know that there's no other way, you know, to follow up these people that stole their mandate and stole
they were
the mandate
announcing
of
election result at 4 a.m. You know, go online, go on Facebook or YouTube and say, all you obedient, they are about to steal the election. They are making a they are making a wrong announcement. It's over to you now if you will let them. because I know what they're up to and see what will happen that money. If people no go drag Yakubu out of wherever he's making the announcement from. But no, Obi has business. And you know, say if this contraption go down this way, it will pay some price too. It will lose some things too. But I don't think he's ready to yet. So maybe the day he's ready to actually lose all his own billions and all of that in that contract, because all of them will lose their billions when the showdown goes down, right? So maybe when he's ready, he will be able to, Prince.
You are right, Mayegu, but the point is this. A leader, if a leader cannot take a risk, are you a leader? I get me. Is the Kano now is inside the prison because he's a leader. He's ready to take sacrifice. That's why he's there. If he's not a leader, he won't be there. So if you're a leader who is afraid of the prison, you shouldn't come out to lead the people in the first place.
Don't bother.
You understand? Because maybe his fear is what you are saying is the business and or going to prison, them locking him up.
You know.
But these people, how can you stop them? Without
because they will still do it. If they have any reason to kind of trump up of anything now, they will still do it. And if he continues to show that posture of Mr. Nice Man, they will attempt a lot. May I tell you something, Prince Jejeman? They are doing something right now. They are wiping all this digital footprint off the internet. I don't know if the obedient are aware. Digital footprint means everything they have told you about Obi, everything that are factually established, they are removing them from the internet now. You will search for some of them, you won't see them soon. All the videos of him and everywhere that actually really showed who he is and what he's capable of, right? They are removing them right now on the internet. By 2027, they would have removed a chunk of that so that you will know what you are up to. I'm saying this so for those of them looking forward to 2027. No? The people you are dealing with are not nice. These are cold-hearted people. And you can't be Mr. Nice.
Do you know that these people, if they are not afraid, they wouldn't have announced that result at 4 a.m. in the midnight. They are very much afraid. That is the only opportunity that will be had. And they just destroyed it by telling people to be calm. And now you're trying to galvanize for 2027. For where? 2027 where? With these criminal and terrorist politicians.
Thiefnubu that managed to manipulate Bokwari last minute. Some people said Bokwari was working for Thiefnubu. That is not true. Thiefnubu was never to be their candidate. It was a done deal until they realized that the people they want to stop Thiefnubu, they don't go swear for Thiefnubu already. So what are they going to do? It was too late. So now that one will now go come face in 2027. He go come lose election. Right. Prince.
It's not possible.
Might take another one.
Yes, Baba.
You have a good one, okay? That's Prince Jejeman, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you are still here with me, you can do me that favor, right? And just like the video. That's all you need to do. Share it. And you can call in like this caller too. Hello.
Hello, Michael.
Hello. Sorry, hello, who is this?
This is John. Have you eaten?
Did you say John?
Yeah.
John Ebaba, how are you this evening, sir?
Fine. I just wanted to thank you for your good work. And also, I was actually eating just to trigger the other caller.
Okay. So you are reacting to another caller, is that?
No, I was just joking anyway. So let me go straight.
Go for it.
Let me go straight.
Yeah,
so, you see, there's something about freedom that people don't understand. Freedom requires a collective march.
It does.
And the ultimate sacrifice, it requires a generation that would be ready and willing to pay that ultimate sacrifice.
That's right.
And this is where we are shying away from. And one other thing we don't learn in life is when a generation fails to inspire the next, that generation has failed automatically by default. If you fail to at least learn from our past and prevent the next generation from making the same mistake.
Yeah, falling into the same pit.
Yes, falling into the same pit. So I'm surprised Nigerians are still anticipating the next election. What do they expect would happen?
Like, what are they expecting will happen? I don't know.
Well, let me tell Nigerians, even if Jesus Christ is to contest in Nigerian election, INEC will never.
They will rig
it. They would rig it.
Yes.
You all know the counting system is rigged. It is not digital. I can vote multiple times. We know these things.
Yes.
Then why are we still trying to keep something you and I know it will never work? It has never worked. That's the thing that, like, it baffles me. We shouldn't be talking about election, even if Jesus Christ is contesting.
Like, something has to happen before you can agree to go into any election in that contraption. I mean, come on, people. Why is that difficult, by the way? If majority of them are actually not trying to see who is going to chance who, because it's all about. I mean, it's all about turn by turn Nigeria Limited anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
Something has to happen before any election happen in that place. But no, they are preparing already.
Exactly. I think part of this is as a result of fear and the way we've been programmed. The system has programmed us to be less courageous, but more fearful. We are so afraid. And what kind of tools did the government use to control us? Religion is one of the number one tools, because the government would rather want you invest your time doing things they know would never work. How do I know this would never work? Ask yourself a simple question.
Yeah.
The prayer we've been praying for 300 years. What is the result of that prayer? What has that done? Let's start asking ourselves. After all, everything should have what is it called? Accountability. Why can't we be accountable? We invested our time in prayer. When other nations, countries were building schools and hospitals, we were building churches, religious homes. How has that played out today? What has that done for us? How has that inspired our youth to live a meaningful life? If God gave these people two heads, I would have said, okay, it's as a result of the extra head. It is the same one head. It is the same two hands. Why is it Africa? We think different. We think different.
I was here last night, yeah. I was talking about the state of mental health of these guys. And then people were like, Womayegun, don't talk like that. You are going to make us start feeling sorry for them, because these guys are not meant to be felt sorry for. I'm like, okay, I don't know if that didn't come out well, right? But the purpose was just to let you have a kind of, X-ray eyes, that when you look at these guys, even in their babariga, in their suit, in their agbada, you can see through lunatics. And if you are not comfortable, you shouldn't. If you're not comfortable with people who were supposed to be in asylum receiving care, making laws and taking some important decisions for you, the next thing is that should be enough to motivate us to say, now my people, they rule this place. So we can complain from now till eternity. It will never change until we change them or remove them and remove the entire system. That's what I wanted people to see. Nigeria is being led by sick people, Baba. Sick people.
And they work together. The funny thing, we think politicians and religious leaders and they are friends. Yes. They all play different roles in the brain programming. They all play different roles, and it has to be that way, right? Nigeria has no business to be poor. We shouldn't be poor.
We shouldn't.
Here we are. We shouldn't. So when you talk about religion, they will start attacking you. I'm not abusing your religion.
No. I'm not attacking your faith. I'm not attacking your. I'm attacking the manipulation in your religion. Exactly. I am saying it to you that some people are using your faith in your God, your religion, to manipulate you to cover up their incompetence and corruption. That's what we are saying. So don't mix them up like, I tell people that too. I say, I'm not after your religion. I respect you. I respect it. But the criminals in charge of Nigeria shouting God, 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 God. These guys don't know God.
Exactly. And I pity the Christians more than the ones that I even have more pity, because we're in a situation where people are using AK-47. You are using anointing water and holy sticker. How would that work? How did you get to this point where people cannot reason? Life is precious. You cannot just, your life, somebody just take your life without just like that. That means you never valued your life in the first place. Christians, wake up. Wake up.
Thank you
this
so much.
This can't continue. Wake up fast before it's too late. Your anointing water, your anointing oil would not do anything.
It will protect you from this. It won't.
Wake up fast. Thank you, MAIYEGUN.
God bless you, man. God bless you so much.
Pastor, Pastor, our mojo sticker ló ń show wa. Àṣé kò rí pé orí wa ti burú. Ìwọ má dira o, ìpápá ẹ̀dá orin. Jẹ́ ká wà ní Bible tó ń jẹ. kò jẹ́ gbèsè àgbẹ̀tọ̀ àbí kò gbẹ́rì tí kò gbé tí a fẹ́ jókòó jẹ̀ rà gbẹ́rì tí bá yọ píù àwòyí àárín ọmọ yín pé wàá yín bá gbé pé ìgbà tó fẹ́ mú Jésù kọjá ní àárín òun ògèrí Jésù kí ni Jésù lò àfẹ́ rí ló lò ìwọ má dira ayé bàjẹ́.
Ikú pa ẹ́ nìyẹn. emoji.
Good evening, Maya.
Baba.
Good evening, Mayagu. I just want to say something. First of all, I want to ask about. One guy, our senior man in this platform, just maybe he was having a bad day today, But what he said, if everybody's opinion matters, So what he said, sometimes when I see some comments like that, I feel angry, but I will not bring it out because everybody have different ways of reaction in everything. Because like he said, we are here on a lecture. We have to be serious. Like I just came in now. From Germany now back to America. I started listening to you. My pen and paper are not close to me. Normally, when I come to your temple, I use pen and paper. I jot my things down, and later I reflect on it. Like this book you are reading for a few days ago now. There are some things I begin to see in those books. Like somebody said, people that we thought they are heroes, they are not heroes. That day he said something about putting the head of Zeke on 500 naira note. He doesn't watch it.
I've been Yeah, that is why I told you to emoji, right? When we are reading history, when you are reading history, just always remember that our ancestors, they were not all good and they were not all bad. Majority of them had to do what they had to do based on the circumstances around them then. So when you are reading the history, don't be a prisoner of the history. Don't inherit their their own hate or their own whatever. Learn from what they did right and from what they did wrong, and be a better person. Azikiwe is not this hero, if not for Nigeria.
But Mayagu, in Nigeria situation now, I don't think that these present people now in Nigeria now, they can turn something so easily. There's a lot of problem, like we that are lucky, I call it escape. We escaped to abroad.
Yes.
We are everywhere. We are now having Nigeria marrying Iran. I saw it on Facebook. In Nigeria marrying Venezuela. I know, the way we are in our place. Not that you cannot find love anywhere, but it's supposed to be 10-90. But this time around it's about 80-20. So it's not good. We are just planting our seeds everywhere. It's just like what the slave master were doing that time. When they catch a slave that is strong, they try to use that slave to reproduce more. No. To reproduce more stronger able men like him. So this is what we are doing. This is what we are doing. We are just giving them those things free now because our wicked and evil government did this to us. I'm not scared about anything. I'm scared about my own future. I used to tell my younger one that you people used me as sacrifice. They were shocked. I said yes.
Do you know I said same thing to my own people too? I'm like, some of you just use us for money rituals. We're like money ritual to some of our family members in Nigeria.
I sat them down. I sat them.
Whatever they want, they can get, whether now or later, as long as we are here.
Yeah. But you that is here, we have only limited time because we are getting old.
We are also getting old.
I met a lot of people. I met a lot of people here at 65. They are worried. If you look at their faces, they look like animals in the cage. But since we are young now, we travel, we spend money, we drive big cars, some of us open 2 ears. But once we are getting to 60, 65, when you place us or some of us with a woman, we cannot be able to reproduce. We cannot even, not that we cannot, if we put it there, we cannot bring it out. We can bring it, but there are some things you will do in your early age, and some things you will not do in your older age. You know, so now I can take it when a baby is crying beside me, but when I get to 60, retirement time, I will not take it anymore. Not that I don't like baby, I don't love baby. I'm expecting a baby from. I'm expecting.
I don't know.
I'm expecting a baby from my lineage, from what I brought out. Then it will make me happy. That's what they say, grandchildren, great grandchildren. You want to spend time with them and be happy. But you making a baby, carrying a babysitter,
trying to stop a crying baby,
making up in the middle of the night. This is a big punishment these people gave us. And when you start reading all these books and you see the same name since 1966 till date, they are changing. They are changing their family. The older ones are going, the same family are still there. So when we come here, it's a serious matter.
It is.
It's a serious matter. It's not only lecture, it's a serious matter because we begin to hear this
from our lives. When we come here every evening, right?
Yes.
When we tell you that
not only people's lives, our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Our lives. We lost our life here. Forget about career, money, beautiful houses. We've lost our life. First place coming to abroad. When I look at Germans, they don't go anywhere. You know, so but I want to ask about my this goes back to just one lady here. She always calling in, but she always complained that she's sick. Madam British, I've not heard about her. We can also, if she's listening, let's check on her.
Yeah,
let's check on her.
Do you
know
because this time think of her yesterday, and somehow I couldn't say it on my program because I didn't take calls, right? Lady Beatrice, it's been a while. I bet she's fine.
Yeah.
She's probably not had a chance of calling in. You know, it's been a...
Yeah, maybe. That's what I want to just say. Know if she's doing good.
See, man, emoji. That's actually so sweet. You see, when you remember members of this platform that we have started building bond and relationship and all that, and when you can't hear from them for a while, it is really ideal to ask of them because sometimes you may not know this, so you probably just put a smile on her face right now, wherever she is now watching. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's so sweet of you. Go on.
Yeah, let me go back to about this religion issue. If you remember, one time Nigeria heated up. That time, price of commodities started going high. They sent Wike to one church. They sent Senate president to another church. Northerners are already agitating, and the Southerners, nobody knows what is in their mind. They now send people to the church, so they started cooling us down. So I believe him. Religion is another chain that is holding us down, and these guys, they are always getting front chair in every church or every mosque they go to. Now then they get there. So it's a very big issue. So this religion and the Christians now, you're not going to blame us Christians. Although I don't believe in anymore because me, I say religion is evil. I don't believe it in anymore because I don't see this is why they're supposed to agitate for us. Because in the Bible, they said Herod, somebody went and told Herod that God said what he's doing is not good. But all these people, they are not telling the power to their face that what they are doing, that what they are doing is not good. They always go tell us we should have hope in a hopeless place. And another thing, on the other hand, I will not blame them much because in a failed country, religion prevails. Right. So that's all I want to say. So we keep on saying this. You are building army. You are building a lot of army. It's penetrating. One day it will explode. That's all I will say.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You are helping me do that too. Because every time people like you speak out, okay, you may not kind of know this. So you are speaking the mind of a lot of people that couldn't be on that phone to say it. So emoji, you've done well. Thank you so much, sir. Okay, you have a good one. And indeed, everybody on this platform that we have not heard from in a long time, and they are watching, you just know that they are watching, okay? And when you mention their name in the comment section and you say hi to them, You may make them say I as well, or you may actually make them call in. They'll say, oh, I'm fine, guys. Thank you so much for remembering me. I'm fine. Or we just care. And if you miss them, please ask after them. And thank you so much for helping me do that too. Because I speak a lot of things, and most times I ignore details, some little important details of what I have to say. I get so carried away with everything I wanted to share, to the point that some little details, right? I ignore them. But when you bring them up like this, you are helping me. So everyone, whether I can remember your name right now or not, Osita, my brother, that is Osita, my own one name. I haven't heard from him in a while, but I promise you, he's watching. Okay? And sometimes, if the situation don't get a little bit, a little bit kind of lulled together and become a little bit, controversial, Osita don't seem so like to call in now. I also have, anyway, I'll take this. I've got Charm on the line. Are you there?
Hello, Mayegun, how are you? I
am very well. How are you? Do you know that I actually don't save anyone's name on this phone? But for some reason, right? Yeah. I have mastered your profile pictures. I do not even kind of master people's number, right? But it works so well that anybody listening will be like, oh, maybe he's the one calling them. How did you know who is on the line? Well,
or maybe he has some kind of technology that allows him to know who's calling.
You know that, like, people accuse me to say, you don't pick my call. It's not me. I only pick whatever is on my screen when I stop talking. Unfortunately, it may just be people who I have actually spoken to many times. So, but anyway, Charm, thank you so much for joining us again.
Thank you for having me. I always enjoy all your talks. You know me. And sometimes I just like to stay quiet. Sometimes these days, just listen and ponder, and then maybe wait for the next one.
Mm-hmm.
But the previous caller just got me. Just said, I'm going to call because every time we talk about religion, right? And don't get me wrong, religion. We know that religion is a problem in that country, but he seems to exonerate the people who actually attend church or go to all these mosques and everything. He seems to think that, he said, oh, I don't blame them much. No, but you have to blame them. Do you understand? A lot of people who attend church and are attending church, but they are either not one reading their Bible or just not, thinking critically about the things that they're being told. Now, you go to a church, right? And you know fully well that you know your pocket, you know what you're going through, right? And then somebody like Wike comes to your church, and then your church leader gives him the front row seat, and he sits down, and they tell you things like, oh, the government is working, everything, don't worry, you guys don't be anxious. You read some Bible passages and gives you, and you want me to believe that is enough to pacify you and make you calm down and then carry on or whatever. Now, when your pastor or your priest or whatever gave somebody like Wike the front row seat, right? When he acknowledged him, when he gave him a place of priority, that is when you should pack your load and you should leave. The problem is, and just walk out, because unless you, the problem we have in Nigeria is that people are religious, they're not spiritual, they're not reading their Bibles, they're not really following God. Because if you're really following God and you understand what his commandments are, do you understand? And you're truly saying, you want to follow those commandments of God, regardless of who your pastor or your priest is, right? And then somebody like Wike comes to your church, somebody that he has had a wealth without enterprise, right? He has power without doing anything to cultivate it. You understand? That is the meaning when you say, this is not a godly place. This is not a good place. I will leave. You don't have to wait for your pastor
make it obvious that you're leaving, that they are giving these guys this recognition and all that. So that after he's gone, you probably will have a chat with that pastor in that church and say, well, we need to talk.
Exactly, we need to have a conversation. And walk out, but a lot of people are not doing it. You're waiting for your pastors, you're waiting to be told. You can't be told. You are responsible for, if you woke up in the morning, put your clothes on and said you were going to church. You were responsible for every bit of that. You are responsible for, what you hear. You're responsible for the actions that you take after you've heard or seen certain things. So you can't not be waiting for somebody to tell you that, you know what, this is going wrong. I don't believe what you're doing, and get out of there. Right?
I think majority of Nigerians are mostly starstruck, right? They only sort of see these guys on TV, in the papers, or during campaign. So when they walk into their church, some of them are just probably looking forward to if they're going to get a share. Our share is going to donate money for our building fund. And all that. It's ridiculous, charm.
But we're all saying, we're still kind of like saying the same thing, right? You want to eat the fruits of evil, right? You want to benefit from the fruits of evil, and you're asking yourself why your society is not progressing. It's not progressing because you're also making the poor choices. Wow. The problem we have is that a lot of people don't want to acknowledge the evil that is being done, or don't want to. We're waiting. There's no need to wait for anybody. You know how it is pinching you. You know how you are suffering. You know how it is bothering you. You step out. Stop waiting to be told, or say, you don't want to congregate here. Let's go here. All of us. Everyone is suffering in Nigeria. We all know it. You yourself know it. You're not waiting. You shouldn't be waiting for your pastor or your priest to tell you, know what, it's time for you to take up arms. You know what you're going through. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
I mean, right? Totally with you. I am with you. But it's just the same rhetoric. It's like a rhetorical question, right? Rhetorical question in the sense that we already know the answer. But we keep asking that why can't you be different? Why can't you do it differently? Like, why do you have to? Well, they probably know why. It's because majority of them are not really opposed to this bad governance.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I tend to agree with you when you say that it seems like a lot of people are just waiting for it to be their turn.
I've seen it happen many times. Yeah, I have. I have seen people that I've had meetings with, right? Charm. Me, I'm passionate about things I do. That's why I don't have many friends anymore. Okay. I used to have a lot of them. Oh, people took advantage of me, Charm. People took advantage of me. I was so innocent. I was just all out there pouring it out. They became my friends. I didn't know they were only looking for a chance to get noticed. So they could say, oh, we are his friend now. I'm close to him. He's my friend. I can talk to him. I didn't know. It's only when they felt like, Mayegun, what do you think about this? So this person said he would be like, are you being serious? Then he'll be like, Mayegun, are you being serious with all these things you are doing that you don't care about all these riches and others? Are you actually being serious now? Like, you're asking me that at this point to find out if I am actually joking or I'm just pretending that I'm not interested in all this bloody stuff, right? So you, my friend of 2 years, is asking me that now. So people took advantage of me a lot, to the point that it makes me more kind of like I don't want to be with anybody.
Of course, you have to. No, but you have to be wary. You have to be very wary.
You get what I mean? So that's where I got it from. Like, the majority of us may be screaming and shouting and talking and speaking grammar and even very good at it. But it's not majority of us that are actually opposed to these things in real life.
Exactly.
A lot are just saying this to get attention. Go on.
And that's exactly what I'm saying, because the previous caller was saying that, he doesn't blame them too much. He doesn't go to church and he doesn't believe in church and everything. Listen, you can choose to believe whatever you want to believe, but do not exonerate people. Do you understand? People are responsible for, if you can get up in the morning, put your clothes on and go to church and sit down in that church and not, think retrospectively about the things that you hear, about the things that you see. Then you cannot then say, oh, all that responsibility belongs to the priest or the pastor or the people in charge. No, you're responsible. You're responsible for the information you digest and what you do with it at the end of the day,
Charm.
So I think the reason why I'm even calling, just don't exonerate anyone. All of us are collectively at fault here. Yes. All of us, whether unknowingly or
we're all guilty until proven innocent. We're all guilty.
We are exactly.
And our actions and our own actions and association will determine whether we actually mean what we say or we just remain guilty. You're right.
So I think that for me, I don't really want to add. Maybe there are other people that want to come and share more things and everything. But I think let's stop. exonerating ourselves. Let's not say no, it's not their fault. It is their fault. If you cannot if you cannot walk out of the church, be bold. I mean, people have been coming on my ego. Tomorrow is Sunday, and I'm sure that people will still go to church that Sunday. But we've been saying it every single day. Why don't you get up and leave? Vote with your food. Show them that, listen, you are also, in as much as you are part of the church and you attend church or you attend mosque or whatever, you are still thinking about what it is that they are doing. And it doesn't align with your own beliefs and what you understand that God or whatever you believe says. So you get up and you go. But people are not yet ready. Not ready.
Thank you, Charles. They heard you. And you know something, right? All these things we are saying, I know a lot of people are expecting a turnaround as soon as possible. But you know what I have observed, Charm, right? You see what you just said now? You may not know this. There will be possibly more than one person that has picked what you said. Okay? And one of these days, you are going to see a video of people walking out of a church because of politician. And Charm, remember, you are one of the advocates for it because it is going to happen. That you haven't gotten the number yet. You get what I mean? There are those who are listening to you. There are those who feel the same way like you. Now that you've said it, now some of them are believing that it is actually doable and they will try it. So one of these days, I'll probably bring here to you a video where people walk out of a church or a mosque because of the politicians. Thank you so much. Charm.
Thank you, Margo. Carry on. We're behind you.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend too. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
So that's our lady, Charm. Now, I am going to take one or two more calls, okay? In fact, it's probably going to be just one more call. But I have here with me Adeola. Well, I've got so many calling tonight. Accountant Adeola.
Yes, so let me just quickly add to the whole formation of what's going on. I think for religion, I believe people have lost the capacity to ask the question why. The moment you start losing the capacity to ask the question why, then Baba, forget it. Otilo, Baba, I don't be that. When you cannot, that is the last thing that you should lose. When you ask why, you will unearth a lot of things. You will unearth a lot of things. But because our people have lost that capacity, and until you regain that capacity, or people are not able to regain it, another generation will now gain it. That's when
the ability for discernment, to be able to discern,
to ask why,
and ask questions and act right.
Exactly, because you must probe things, and the moment you probe things, okay, how come I'm poor? How come I keep on remaining being poor? How come things haven't changed? I got into a thought process and I had to call my friend and engage him in this conversation. Are you praying for personal breakthrough, or are you praying for a collective breakthrough? The one that will set everybody free, to at least to an extent, whereby there will be a bit of liberty, a bit of just corporate liberty, to just be able to have upward mobility, whereby, okay, tomorrow I want to study or I want to work. There is nothing blocking me from doing that. I don't need fasting and prayer to get admission. As long as I study, do my assignments, follow the path, I get admission. So I think it's the capacity to ask the question why. And if you lose it as a person, Baba, don't be. I have this thought process as a politician. If you find yourself in any church on any Sunday, the way you know that God is in that place is that the Spirit of God will convict you. So on Monday morning, when you go back to your office, if you can't make a 360-degree change of your life, you start taking baby steps. But because you go to church and the outcome of their church going is still fruitless, then you have to ask the question why. So if you find yourself in a church and there is no meaningful change, I think the Yoruba language, following Christianity for me, I find it fascinating. Omoleng Jesu. That is, if you are looking for someone that is after someone, you shall see the fruits. You shall see the fruit. You shall know them. And also you shall know that as well too. So another part that I was going to say is also that truth. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. And what is this truth? That they are rogues. What is this truth? That they are making everybody impoverished. That is the plain truth. Let me shift down to one side. I think the one that is even paining me the most is that the signs are so obvious. Number one, the first sign that probably the sign I will speak about tonight is about what you mentioned yesterday about PZ cousins.
Yeah.
I don't know why that thing stuck in my mind many years ago when Jonathan was still there. I think Jonathan coming in after Obasanjo, that area. Yeah. And there was this article I read in the Financial Times, regarding PZ, and I was just inquisitive. I went online and I downloaded their financial statements and I looked across their revenue and their profit. That was way back in Jonathan's time. If I tell you this, you'll be marveled. 1/3 of PZ's profit back in Jonathan's time was from Nigeria. 1/3 of their profit.
They said they are leaving Africa now because they are.
Baba, they don't go now. Baba, they don't go.
Imagine because Nigeria no day again, and there is no chance. Nigeria has become destitute, very poor. They can no longer pay anything economically.
It's not dollar efficient anymore. It's not dollar. So what I'm trying to say is that if a global company, quote unquote, right, is having 1/3 of its profit in a market like Nigeria, then it tells you there is money to be made in that contraption. But looking at it is now, if people understand the signs and times that we are in, the old guards are shifting away. All these multinationals are moving away.
Yeah.
And the field is becoming empty because the only way someone will leave is because it's unprofitable. So that means you have to take that thing back yourself. It's an opportunity that we have to see. So you having multinationals leave your shores, it could mean there's an opportunity for you to take.
That's right.
That the field is empty. That you can move in now and start doing things and start making profits for yourself and for your people.
It's supposed to be a sort of an opportunity too for any business.
It is an opportunity,
person, but who is going to go deep?
It's an opportunity.
Plug their head into that space.
It's an opportunity, but because when someone is leaving, it tells you that. So even if it's an opportunity, but because that person is leaving, because that place it has become an unproductive zone, doesn't mean you should go and invest there. You have to allow that place correct.
Like there must be something that we actually make it an opportunity for people too, or else it's going to be from front to fire.
There are some things you must see, and there are some risks you must take. So if you believe Nigeria is going to get better next 10 years, 25 years, then you can plug your money and go. Exactly. So there's the element of risk, and there's the element of opportunity.
But you are somebody who is in that line, right? If you had to advise anybody, any investor right now, let's assume that you don't have all the data. Okay, let's be honest now that you don't have all the data about Nigeria so far, but the ones you have, would you for any reason as a business person to say somebody with real money should look into investing in Nigeria and they will recoup it in 10, 15 years? Would you advise anyone based on the few you know?
To be honest with you, if I was to look at it from a different dimension, the answer is that I would stay put there. I would not leave Nigeria out of my radar.
I know that's what I would say. I'm saying that would you jump into the fray and say, "Oh, more"?
Yes. The answer, the easiest answer is that you have to use caution, and you will still go there, and you have to still, but you must still invest too. This is my point, because if you understand how this direction works, if it goes down, it will always go back up. That's the only way to go up. The only direction is for it to go up. So you have to commit yourself. You have to commit yourself into doing something. You have to put your money, because without the risk, you can't get anything back. So, but having said that, maybe I wouldn't want to talk much about that. Probably I want to talk more
No,
about
I actually want you to say something about that because there's something that comes, to mind, which is you can tell me if I'm wrong, okay? Like, for example, now policies, right, could actually change the fortune of a country. Just policies. For example, you are losing all the businesses in your country, the major ones. So the first thing you're going to do is to find out why. Abi, why are we losing all of these guys? Now, if the reason why you are losing them is totally beyond your control economically, you could create alternative to replace them as the government policy too, right? So what I then mean is that even things may be going down, they're still going to go up because that's how economy works, isn't it, right? But it can stay down for a very long time as well, Abi? But with right policy, you must see the sign somewhere and say, oh, they are now doing this, they're now doing that. If they continue this, if this policy is stabilized this way for the next 5 years, no changing, right? I can invest my money here and come back in 5 years and I know what I'm going to get. But
see,
Baba.
See, I mentioned the last time I spoke about ethnographic studies. You know, you have to understand the kind of people that are there. That's the first thing. That's the very first thing you must understand. So if the person that is making the policy is incapable of rolling out policies, Baba, forget it. It's dead on arrival.
It is dead on arrival.
So it is about the people that are there. It is a function of having political will to do something tangible. So if the person on that seat doesn't have that capacity, you can't waste your Baba. You go Jones, man. Baba, now forget it. So if PZ and many multinationals, what they would look first for first of all is the capacity, political willingness for them to turn it around. If it is absent, then they will pack their bags, zip it up, and they will get out and leave. So if it was maybe if lucky enough, if it was Obasanjo's time, then there's that comfort for them. But in this time that we are in, this person does not have no capacity. So it's about the capacity. If you have it within you to deliver it. So if a person can have bullion van in and out of his premises, then what are you looking for? So the moment you start seeing those signs, so see, these are free giving indicators. And the moment you choose to ignore it, you will ignore it at your peril.
You'll pay dearly.
So what are the indicators? You know, when there's going to be a problem in a particular area, the first people that will first understand that thing are animals. They'll start running away. All my canle is stripped away. All my canle. So another perfect indicator is that when people start jackparing en mass,
exodus.
Not because they are jackparing because they just want to get away. That is another bad indicator. That is a bad indicator. That's a very bad indicator, MAIYEGUN. Those are the things we should be paying attention to. So if the rate of people exiting that nation has increased, or moment you start looking at the outflows, then be worried. That's number one. Number two, if people are investing in your country are jackparing too, be worried. Number two, I advised I mentioned on this program before. It was about a year and a half, 2 years, I met one CEO of a company, medical distribution company in Nigeria. I won't call the name because of an amenity problem. So I told that met me. He had me speak. I was asking for a few questions. So you're Nigerian? So yeah, that they have a distribution business in Abuja. And I said, excuse me, do you want me to be honest with you? I said, have you thought about an exit strategy? The guy said, what? What do you mean by that? I said, yeah, we're an investor. You should have an exit strategy. He said he has never thought. I said, come, now is the time to think about it. I told him 2 years ago.
Or else you will lose everything and you'll come back with nothing.
Now I'm sure by now saying or not in Kogba in Kulumbeni. So having said that, would you invest in Nigeria? I believe it is yes, because you know where it will go. It will only get better. But not with this present crop of people. You should.
The year of
they can't deliver.
Last longer than necessary.
No.
These guys and their actions
and the policies. Coming back to what you are saying, the policies that they will implement will put us in a far worse position because they are going out with a begging bowl. MAIYEGUN. So it is begging bold policies that they'll be making. That's why when you played a clip of, I think I'm sure you played a clip of him and was talking about that's Tinubu talking about trying to cut the Arabs in by saying they will use our resources as some form of collateral,
like come
some form of security,
can give you
some form of security. Is that not a begging bowl policy, Chairman?
Adiola.
Is that a begging bowl policy? About good night.
Anyway,
God bless you, sir.
Thank you so much. Okay, as usual, enjoy your evening or your night as well, Mami. Thank you so much. Adiola, ladies and gentlemen, and our time is also up. It is. So I want to say a big thank you to all of you tonight. Tomorrow is Sunday. We probably should have our Sunday sermon tomorrow. But if we don't, I will see you tomorrow evening. Inshallah. Inshallah, I shall be there. Anyway, thanks a lot, everyone. Thanks a lot to every one of you. Like and share this if you haven't already. Subscribe to my channel. I would love to see you stay, subscribe, and I will see you some other time. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun dayari Politico. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí presidiot bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o ayé.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ̀lú ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.